I couldn't believe it when I heard. I knew it couldn't be true.
Why? Why? Why?
Like, I don't think anyone saw it coming. When I told Lemon here what happened, she was like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah, I thought she was like kidding me or something.
What's going to happen now?
Fans of rock sensations Obsidian are in dismay tonight with news the band's...
Just hours ago it was announced the world's greatest rock band, Obsidian, is splitting up after allegations of
Rumours of drugs and wild parties are rife as the world rocks to the news that music phenomenon Obsidian...
There was something about these 5 young artists that just screamed rock band. They were fresh-faced, full of energy and had heaps of personality.
Let's face it, their solo auditions were pretty hideous, but we could all see that they had talent, and most importantly, they had personality.
We already had a heavy metal band, a pop band and an all-girls band, so of course it made sense to put these 5 together.
But I don't think any of us had any idea just how successful they would be.
Well, I for one was devastated when we were first eliminated from the competition.
We're all just standing around in a bit of a daze, crying, not knowing what we're supposed to do next, when we see Simon approaching.
He's got this secretive little smirk on his face.
Like he knows something we don't.
And he says he wants us to join together to form a rock band.
Surprise!
It seems everything Simon Cole touches turns to gold. I mean, on their own, these 5 were ordinary at best, but together they created such wonderful music that they took the world by storm. Every single they released rocketed up the charts. They were appearing on TV and radio in every country they toured.
They had everything going for them. Good looks, charm, personality, and they made good fashion choices.
But through all the fame and pressure, money and obsessed fans, they just kept making good music. There was just something compelling about the way they banged out their songs, and the music world just fell head over heels in love with them.
It wasn't all plain sailing. There was, of course, the infamous dance routine that literally fell flat and could have ruined them, but they just picked themselves up, brushed themselves off, and carried on like true professionals.
Our success was our downfall, I think. We were performing every night for weeks on end to audiences in their thousands, and that took its toll on us.
We couldn't slow down for fear of gathering moss.
Then there were the promos, interviews, TV spots, product endorsements.
It felt like I was caught between well, you know what I mean.
Harper took it the hardest, and after the infamous dance incident, she just seemed to go downhill fast.
You could see a distinct change in their music at this point. Rock ballads like Down by the Quarry made way for heavier, harder rock anthems. Shit Happens and Killing 2 Birds.
Shit happens! Shit happens! Shit happens when your back is turned! Killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
There was gambling and drugs. I'll admit, we were all doing a bit of the grey wacky backy and weed. Nothing serious. But Harper, she was into the hard stuff.
Crystal meth, rock salt. Sometimes she would snort whole lines of sand before going on stage.
She didn't drink much, but she had a string of bad relationships, and the tabloids loved catching her out.
She was even snapped getting into some weird shit with a few chicks one time.
It really got to the point where Harper wasn't thinking much about anything anymore. On stage her performances were wooden, and off stage she was a stone's throw from losing it entirely.
So when Harper announced she was leaving, the rest of us were in a way kind of relieved.
But what happened soon after just blew us all out of the water.
Talk about surprise.
Just a few weeks after she'd left the band, she was doing an interview with 60 Minutes, when she came right out and told the world
That she wasn't really a rock at all.
that she was actually a piece of bread.
A bloody crouton, would you believe?
Wow, what a scandal!
I'd always kind of been closest to Harper. We'd even had a bit of a relationship there for a while. So anyway, after this news came out, I went to Harper's beach house to make sure she was okay. She wasn't there, but I could see her footsteps in the sand heading down to the water. So I ran after her, because I knew she didn't really like the beach or the water. I could see her down near the surf, and so I was calling to her and running, and as I got closer she turned and waved. But then she was gone, whisked away before I even had a chance to call out a warning.
It was a hell of a way to go out.